Thanks, Coach. EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Indianapolis Colts. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. On the ground, this is Leonard Fournette. And an alley to run. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. It's a gain of 35.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for 1st and 10. They'll run with Fournette. And an alley to run. Down the numbers. There he goes. Touchdown, Jaguars. Leonard Fournette. Touchdown number 18 on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Josh Lambo now for the point after. And this is up and good. The score now 7-0 Jaguars. And Lambo now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he will be marked down right there at the 20-yard line. They'll run it here. This is Marlon Mack. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
The last run got 6. Now 2nd and 4. On 2nd down, here's a run with Mack. Indianapolis moving the chains there on a gain of 12. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
They'll run it. It's Mack. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
2nd and 9 now. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off right around the 43. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. He's had a fantastic rookie season, made a lot of lovely throws, but that wasn't one of them.
Well, we got to give him one, don't we? I mean, with the year he's having, a lot easier for he and his teammates to accept that throw, because for the most part, what they've seen, it's been pretty sensational.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Fournette running right. And he gets stopped up at the 31 after a gain of maybe a yard.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
You praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. Took a great angle right there. On 2nd and 9, Minshew. There goes a deep ball, end zone. Back of the end zone, could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. The turnover put him in great field position. They don't want to squander it with 3rd down coming up.
No, not at all. And you know what else you do? You make your defense mad.
Yeah.
They got you the football, gave you a great opportunity. You got to cash in and get some points.
So they've been unable to capitalize on the great field position as of yet. Here's 3rd and 9. Minshew throwing on 3rd down.
Oh my God. This dude is wide open.
Well, they took their shot all right, but it comes up empty.
Yeah, I can't wait to get another quarterback.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss it? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
This fielded at the 2. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21-yard line. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. They'll look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10. Up past the 25 to the 26, a gain of 5. But you're down early. How do you get back in the game, maybe establish the run? I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
2nd and 5. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at about the 31. And they will score. It's a Jacksonville touchdown. And on that one, with 6 defensive backs, did he need to be more careful throwing the football? I mean, I guess obviously hindsight he did, but...
Yeah, hindsight, but even in foresight, when you got 6 defensive backs on the field, you just know you're going to get multiple coverages. You're never sure what you're going to see. But the biggest one is you don't have much reaction time for your receivers to go get the football because those guys, they're the best cover guys on the field. They go get it. And on that play, they took it the other way for 6 points.
And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. The Colts come to the line, ready to start their next drive. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm.
And here's another interception, the 3rd of this first quarter. Picked by Ronnie Harrison. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Now Leonard Fournette. And he won't get much. Maybe a couple. Down inside the 35 to the 34.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
Leo!
Well, they'll run it here on the jet sweep. And he's got some space here. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
Well, that play looks familiar because we saw them working on it in practice this week. And for a lineman trying to block on this play, they love when they get the defense moving in one direction. And when they try and change directions, it's a lot easier to pick them up and ward them off.
Here we go. 60 outlaw. 53.
Now Minshew on 1st and 10. He's got the hook up with Conley. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. Another nice gain, 13 yards that time, and another 1st down.
I think a lot of people ask the same question all the time. Why do we see so many slants in the red zone? Well, the windows are tighter. Everything's more condensed. It has to be quicker, and you've got to deliver the ball on time. Your biggest worry? Ball gets tipped in the air, because if that happens, then it's fair game for the defense.
And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play, and that'll make it 2nd and goal.
Ready? 10 logo.
They'll give Fournette another crack. And he gets halfway home from the 4 down to the 2-yard line.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
This Colts D up to the challenge so far, but they need another stop here on 3rd and goal. Now Minshew. Blitz coming, and down he goes. The linebacker Darius Leonard applied the heat.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game, watching this offensive line, because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
This is taken at the 3. And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. And last time wasn't pretty. 1 play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. They hold him to only 2 there on the screen. It's 2nd down.
What a catch, and one-handed, and I'm starting to lose my awe about the play, and maybe I shouldn't. How much of this is the player? How much of it is the glove?
Well, those gloves, they do have a little grip to them,
They
don't
get a
they?
little extra tackiness to them now, and I know the guys in the NFL, the competition committee, some other places, they're talking about examining those gloves to see if they're having too much of an effect on the game.
Here's 2nd and 8. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. Myles Jack with a sack.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Check. Check out, bro.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He'll find Paris Campbell. That's complete. And he'll be stopped here well short of the first down at the 24-yard line. The completion good for only 6, and that'll bring up 4th. To punt on 4th down, here's Rigoberto Sanchez. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. This is taken at the 23. It'll wind up being a net of 41. 9-yard return, 50 on the punt. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
On 2nd down, here's Fournette. And some room to maneuver. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. 22 yards there, a 1st down. So a good run by Fournette. Now another 1st and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Throwing on 2nd down now, Minshew. Oliver, the tight end, making the catch. And another mistake here defensively as a flag is down on the tackle, and that's going to tack on 15 more. The penalty moves him into the red zone here on 1st and 10. After the penalty, it's Fournette. And now off to the races down the right side. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Leonard Fournette with his 19th touchdown, his 2nd of the game. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead. Lambeau to add on the extra point. And that stretches the lead to 27. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive. But they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. I mean, you've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time. First half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
A 14-yard gain for Indianapolis and also move the sticks. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Back to throw. Into the hands of his running back, Marlon Mack. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And he'll get this way down into Jacksonville territory. A huge play that time for the Colts. 46 yards. So after the big play, look at this. All the way down at the 15 now on 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. And he's got his man. It's Hilton for the Colts touchdown. T.Y. Hilton, his 11th touchdown of the year, as they are now on the board here in the first half. Extra point by McLaughlin is up and good. And the lead now down to 20. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. On 2nd down, Minshew. He's going to float this one deep right side. And this throw will be intercepted. Picked up by Rock Ya-Sin. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. That one for Indianapolis, resulting in 15 yards and a fresh set of downs.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
On 1st down, they'll stay with Mack on the ground. Now he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Second and 1. Throwing middle, but it's incomplete. Allen Robinson, the intended receiver, and it's 3rd and short.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back end. Pass rush, they've been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
Got an open man, that's Campbell. There he goes left side. And he does take it in for the touchdown, but a flag on the field, and I don't think this is going to stand.
Yeah, don't put the points on the board just yet.
And this 3rd down looking very tough after the holding penalty. 3rd and long. They'll drop to throw. That's complete to Jack Doyle, the tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 16 yards to pick up there. The Colts have a 1st down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. They'll look to throw. Complete to Hilton. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Trying to get that one to his running back, Marlon Mack. But now it's 3rd down. And now on third down, they'll need to get it to the 36 to pick up the first. They're going to look to throw. Campbell making the catch. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 15-yard line. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. That sack by Tremaine Edmonds.
3 scores down, not even a halftime yet. They are not getting much generated offensively. They've got to figure it out.
It's tough because this defense just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
They really are. They are on their toes, and they're getting at them.
Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on second down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. They'll look to throw here. He's going to take a shot for the end zone. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down.
It's been my observation there's been a nice variety of play calling defensively. You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half. And that'll be off the crossbar and out. It's short. He couldn't get it there. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. Well, he had that one on target. That's half the battle. The other half of the battle, however, is distance.
And he nearly had that, too. But it was the crossbar that said otherwise. And that'll deny him a shot at 3.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And this will be incomplete. 1 second left to go. So line of scrimmage still at 39 on 2nd and 10. Now Fournette. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he's in for the touchdown on the final play of the first half. The prayer is answered.
How did they get that done?
He's been having a great game, and that one right there, his best run so far, and it ends with 6 points.
And not only that, in his mind, what is he thinking? Can I get to 200 yards as well? Because he knows he's closing in on it. He may not know the exact number, but the best runners have a feel of what the yardage is that they're compiling, and he knows that he's getting close to that 200-yard mark now.
So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken at the 3. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there.
But
this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. The catch and run pays off for 29 yards. So in Jacksonville territory now. Here's a 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. They'll run on first down with Marlon Mack. And this winds up a gain of 4 to the 41. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Here we go, D. All day. Defense all day. All day. 25. Check 25. Check 25. Check safety. Check safety.
They keep it on the ground. Mack again. He's got the 1st down here inside the 30. And down to the 28-yard line. A 14-yard gain for Indianapolis and also move the sticks.
Would you say this offense is locked in right now?
They're having no trouble on this drive. What is it, 3 plays, 3 first downs?
Yeah, you talk about on the march. They keep this up, they'll get to that end zone real fast.
On 1st and 10, Mack. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. Boy, that is a 7-yard loss. 2nd down now. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. They'll set up a throw. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. He'll drop to throw. Taken in by the tight end, Doyle. And he will not get what he needed as he stops short of the 1st down at around the 22. It'll be a pickup of 13, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this 3rd quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. The corner blitz works to perfection for A.J. BOE. So they'll trudge off the field with a bitter taste in their mouths after that failed 4th down conversion.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of analysis there on the sidelines. Was it the right call? Was it against the right defense? Should they have even gone for it at all? Will that change what they do going forward in this game? A lot of questions to be answered by them. The defense doesn't really care. They're like, bring it on again. We'll stop you the next time, too.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Again, it's Fournette. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. Chalk that up as a 4-yard loss. And now it's 3rd down. And for the Colts, an extra defensive back in there now on 3rd down. On 3rd down, Fournette. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game against them, but tally that one on the side of the defense.
Do you think maybe, possibly, it can be a little bit of a changer for them? Maybe not a game changer, but a little bit of a momentum one that maybe they can string together some pretty good plays and slow them down. The
Indy offense at the line and set to go. And on the last drive, They were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. Call it a loss of 6 on the play. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. Oh, a design run for their wideout. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That'll back him up 2 yards and also bring up 4th. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he gets it away, and it's a laser headed for the sidelines. And now where will the side judge stop his walk? That's the question. He says it crossed out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. On the draw, this is Fournette. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. Just a couple there on the 2nd down run. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8 situation. They'll run it again with Fournette, and that's not nearly going to be enough. Stopped at the 22, and he needed plenty more. Give him 3 yards there as that'll take us to 4th down.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game, and while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
We'll call that a 47-yard punt, a return of just 3. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, joint.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked by Ronnie Harrison. And they will score. It's a Jacksonville touchdown. This D wanting to put it away before we even get to the 4th quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
Lambo on for the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This fielded at the 2. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line. The Indy offense at the line and set to go. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. Now this is Hilton on the receiving end. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Last play they got stuffed at the line. Different story here, over 20 yards. This quarterback now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back to throw now on 1st down. He's going to air one out. And now here is another interception. Picked off at the 11. Defensively that time they were in zone coverage. As a rookie QB, what lesson can you learn there?
Well, understand this. You saw zone in college, and the defensive backs reacted, but they don't react like they do on this level. So when they're in zone and they see the ball coming to them, they'll react at least a half a second faster. You've got to know where you want to go with the ball and be decisive with it. Otherwise, the end result can be something you don't like.
They run on 1st down, but it only produces a gain of 2. It's 2nd down now. Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. On the run, it's Fournette. And a very short pickup there across the 15 to the 16. Give him 3 on the run there. Now they're looking at a 3rd and about 5.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
And he gets the 1st down here as he's taken down at the 24. 3rd and medium, they opted to run instead of pass, and it worked. 1st down.
Down. 10-2 stop.
And to give this time to the tailback. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. 7 yards there and a 1st down. All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. And he'll give it here to his running back. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. The Jaguars on 3rd down. Just 1 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. Now they try the right side here. And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. A good pickup there, 7 yards, but it brings up 4th down. Here's Logan Cook now as he's on to punt for Jacksonville. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good.
You should let that go in the end zone.
Punt, a return of 4. And the Colts are going to take over, albeit deep in their own territory. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass. And finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass. And that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. Dancing to his left. And he's brought down, but not across the 20-yard line. A nice job there on the escape and scramble. A first down, a 16-yard gain. Now they can breathe a little easier, some room to operate as they've got it 1st and 10 now out past the 20. And he's going to lose yardage here, back to his own 18. So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now a desperation throw. Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's brought down after a very nice gain. Give him 32 on the play. So the line of scrimmage all the way up to midfield now as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll pitch it out to Mack. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. That one for Indianapolis, resulting in 15 yards and a fresh set of downs.
Well, depending on the temperament of the head coach, he's either turning to the bench and screaming, where was that all game? Or maybe just kind of keeping it to himself and saying, okay, it's something to build on. And
40-40 jump, that's a pick.
Because those are going to happen from
Look
time
at that.
to
You
time.
stood there.
We'll see how he gets his team ready to go in the future. But that run right there, that's what they were looking for.
Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Another incompletion. It's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. He'll pitch it back. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll set up a 3rd down. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. Looking to throw. Flush to his right. He can run for it, and he will. And he is out of bounds, getting it down to the 10. Nowhere to go downfield, but he's able to get out of bounds and stop the clock here with a 1st down. They go play action here on 1st down. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense is well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
They'll go again here from the 10-yard line on 2nd and goal. 2nd and 10. Looking in zone.
He dropped it.
Incomplete.
Wow.
He was looking for Jack Doyle.
That was a touchdown.
Time, but now it's 3rd and goal.
Yeah, Madden played you this game. Madden gave me this game.
And likely throwing again, you'd have to think on 3rd and goal here. He'll look to throw. And this is caught. Well, they get one back, picking up the late touchdown.
You get both feet down, ref?
Obviously, the scoreboard right now is not the friend of this rookie quarterback, but, hey, a touchdown pass there maybe builds a little confidence.
Every rep is valuable when you're a rookie. Every time you step up and throw the football, there's a lesson to be learned. Yeah, he took advantage of a little bit of loose coverage there with the lead, but at the same time, got it done. It'll take a little bit of satisfaction away from that throw.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This fielded at the 2. And nice work on the return as they'll start their drive just past the 30-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want to do now. They'll put someone back deep just in case something goes haywire. But all in all, take the snap, kneel down, and shake hands. Yes, get out of there.
Well, I've never seen this one. It's second down, and the punt team is out there. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. A big offensive explosion help leading them to victory, and the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points up every week. We'll just keep winning.
They will gratefully accept them, won't they? It makes their job that much easier when they're scoring that many points. Allows them to play with a totally different style and a different flow.
So for Jacksonville, the win is their 8th on the year, and they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Indianapolis, it was a win they needed to turn the season around, but instead they fall to 5-7, and they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports.